Today I want to continue with symmetry, but the type called radial symmetry or circular balance. As you can see, radial symmetry can be found in nature, such as in snowflakes, flowers, and even starfish. Radial symmetry is also a design motif in many famous artworks from around the world, like the rose window and the Aztec calendar. Circular images have been created by mankind from places around the world for hundreds of years. Some circular designs are called mandalas. Mandalas may use shapes as symbols to represent an idea. The creation of a mandala can be used as a form of meditation to focus on calmness, feelings, and emotions. Tibetan monks often tour around museums like they did last year at the Museum of Fine Arts to demonstrate their unity in creation as a team. And they did this creation without speaking a word to one another, so as if they were meditating. Let's see how we can get started making a mandala just using radial design that shows symmetry. So to get started, if you just have a regular piece of computer paper, you're going to take the one corner and fold it all the way over and line it up equally on the bottom. Just make sure those edges are equal. Give it a crease. This is the edge here. You're just going to cut that extra off. And you've gone from a rectangle now, and as you see, we have a square piece. And that's how we want to start a radial design with a square piece of paper. It would be a good idea after you have that to go ahead and fold it. Make sure your edges are nice and clean before you crease it. And then that way you get some lines of symmetry, but you could take it a step further so that we can fold it one more time. And then can you guess how many lines we'll have on our paper then? One fold is 2, 2 folds is 4, 3 folds is not 6, but it is how many equal sections? That's right, 8. So we'll have a line both ways and then an X. So that could be like north, south, east, and west. And then we'd have northeast, southeast. We were doing a map, and that would be southwest, northwest. Last week, we looked at the art of naturalist Christopher Marley and his use of insects in his work. Many of his designs are radial designs. I had some little figurines that illustrate the butterfly's life cycle, so I thought I would make a radial design showing this. Starting with eggs laid on a leaf and using them as a tracer, I laid them on the line of symmetry and did a rotation. Then placing the caterpillar in between because I wouldn't have enough room to get everything in unless I did something different. So the caterpillar came next, and then the chrysalis that the caterpillar makes to complete his metamorphosis into a beautiful butterfly. Let's see how we can get started creating a radial design that shows symmetry. So if you don't want to have something else to trace, try getting a collection of leaves. They don't mind if you pick a few of them. They have plenty. Just try to space them out and try to get about the same size. So I get 8 of everything. And I like these hosta leaves because they have 2 colors on them. So these are little heart-shaped leaves that are from a tree, a redbud tree that is just coming up without being invited to come up. So I'm okay trying to pull leaves that are about the same size, or maybe I could get 2, some small and some large for a design. Okay. So I'm starting a mandala design using some leaves I gathered, starting with the heart-shaped leaves of a redbud. Then some larger tulip poplar leaves I placed in between the north, south, east, and west leaves, and then placed 4 more tulip poplar leaves facing outward on the 4 lines of symmetry. It's easy to place leaves on the line of symmetry since they have a main vein that divides the leaf into half. After that, I arrange the variegated hosta leaves on the 8 points. I want to take a moment to get you to make an observation or two. Is this the same leaf? If you weren't looking closely, you might think so. They are different though. The shape and sizes are very similar. The differences though are one has a dark green and one is a light green. The left leaf has smooth edges and the darker green on the right has ruffled edges. An even closer look, you see the vein pattern is very different. The left is the heart shape of the red bud and the right is from a wild violet. Back to the leaf mandala. An AB pattern was added to the top of the hosta leaves with small tulip poplar leaves and the violet leaves. The last leaf placed between was from a lilac bush. There are many ways you can arrange objects to create a pleasing design. Here I decided to keep the design by tracing it out onto white paper. Do you have an object in the house that has multiples, like playing cards or dice or Legos? I got my grandson in on the action by getting him to use some of his toys to create a toy mandala. He even started to trace it. So you see, there are many ways to go about creating radial designs, including adding the element of color, which really can make a composition pop. I hope you'll try your hand at a radial design and maybe send a picture to my email. Till next time, take care.